Let me bring in my guests now. Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP, joins us. Manojit Mandal is a political analyst who's pro-TMC. Mohammad Kamruzzaman is a journalist from Bangladesh. Fahim Mashroor is a civil society activist. He joins me from Bangladesh as well. Ms. Verma, really appreciate your time and thank you for your patience. Does the situation in Bangladesh, especially the attacks on Hindus, vindicate the BJP's earlier warnings about the safety of minorities in the neighboring countries and the need for laws like CAA?
You know, Maria, that's a very pertinent question. And I'm so glad that the MEA spokesperson today has very categorically called out the bluff of the Muhammad Yunus government. We've specifically said that over 2,900 incidents of violence against minorities, including cases of killings, arson, and land grabbing, have been documented by independent agencies. You know, and I think the most telling statement from the Modi government is that we are not only closely monitoring the situation, but this unremitting violence is a matter of grave concern. And I think necessary steps will be taken. Just dismissing this as an exaggeration or political violence or isolated incidents, is sort of trying to shove the uncomfortable truth under the carpet. Okay. But I think the more important point is this, that the Modi government stand on CAA has been resoundingly vindicated. Don't forget, Maria, in 2019, when the CAA was passed, it was done with a thumping majority of 311 versus 80 votes in the Lok Sabha. And even in the Rajya Sabha, we passed the bill with 125 to 105 votes. Despite that, despite getting a thumping majority in parliament, the opposition went hammer and tongs at the Modi government saying, oh, ye to bill bulldoze karke pass karwaya gaya. And the limited point is, I always say the problem is with radical Islamist terror elements, but more importantly, the problem is with those people who give intellectual cover fire to radical Islamists and are scared to call out their bluff. This is not just a law and order situation. Be it Manojit Mandal or before that Dipu Das, or before that Chinmoy Prabhu, who continues to be incarcerated. The problem is that there is a Hindu-phobic government which has been trying to shove uncomfortable truths under the carpet, but now the Modi government has cracked the whip. 19,000 Indian nationals have been brought back safely from Bangladesh, including Indian origin students, to India. And Riyaz Hamidullah, the Bangladeshi High Commissioner, in less than 10 days has been told off by the Indian authorities twice. And let's see how the situation evolves. But certainly Bangladesh is not sending a good message. And I think, they will have to face the consequences.
Absolutely.
What those consequences will be, let's wait and watch.
Yeah. Before I bring in the voices from Bangladesh, a word from Manojit Mandal as well. Manojit, the TMC was among the parties which has often accused the centre of using Bangladesh-related issues to polarize Bengal politics. With protests breaking out today, do you still believe the concerns over minority violence are being exaggerated?
No, I think it is BJP's government. This particular crisis hasn't happened in one single day or a month. This was happening for the last 2 years. It went out of hand in July, August last year, and the Modi government just watched it out and nothing else. They didn't do anything. Even when Biden government was there, Modi did not do anything, because we know why this crisis was brewing in Bangladesh is because of a particular stretch of land called the Martin Island. This is one of the contentious issues, and Mr. Modi could have taken it up with his friend in Biden, and even thereafter, when the government changed in United States of America, he did not do, just silently watch these things to happen.
No, but why should but then he would have been accused of being party in a domestic in a country's foreign policy, in the domestic affairs of a country.
Yes, what I'm saying is this: when it comes to the foreign policy in this particular case, and even in the beginning of this show that you have showed, these two fugitives are arrogantly showing that yes, we are fugitives. That's also resoundingly talking about the failure of the foreign policy of this particular government.
Okay, you're seeing this as a failure of the failure of the foreign policy. Sanju, quickly respond to that.
Hands up and saying that we are decoys, but you can't catch us.
Yes.
What is the failure? This is not a failure of the government of India.
Sanju Verma. Let's have a two-minute of both the guests here. Yes.
Maria, I'm amused. I'm no longer shocked at the hypocrisy of the radical left, the Congress and Trinamool Congress Darbaris. You know, they have been weeping for the last so many years saying, CAA is anti-Muslim, you know, and today this is
It
the
has
same
got
Darbari
nothing to do
ecosystem.
with
I did
CAA.
not heckle
Do
you.
not
Maria,
justify
can I please
CAA
finish?
because violence is
Can I
happening.
finish?
No.
I did
You
not
can't
heckle
justify
Maria.
CAA because
Maria,
violence
this
is
is not
happening in
done.
neighboring
Fine.
country.
Keep shouting.
Manojit Mandal, let her
Keep
speak
shouting.
now, please. Yes.
I did not interject. Otherwise, don't have me on the show.
Yes,
because I did
please.
not
Go ahead,
interject.
ma'am.
Thank you. This is about CAA because when the CAA was passed in 2019, the left radical Darbari ecosystem, including Congress and Trinamool Congress, said that, you know, the Modi government is doing something which is against the basic premise of the Constitution. This is against Article 14. This is against Article 15. This is anti-Muslim, whereas we said we are simply giving citizenship rights to persecuted Hindus, Christians, Buddhists, Jains from Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. No Muslim, his or her citizenship has been revoked since 2019, and between then and now, tell me one Indian Muslim who has had his citizenship revoked. And this lot today is shedding crocodile tears on Amrit Mandal and on Dipu Das.
Yes, let me bring in Kamruzzaman and Fahim Mashroor. Mr. Kamruzzaman, on the ground in Bangladesh, how real is the fear among Hindus? And is the Yunus administration doing enough to check the wave of mob attacks and hate campaigns on social media?
Thank you very much for having me. Actually, in the last couple of months, I talked on this issue so much. The fact is that just think in Bangladesh, nearly 10% are Hindus and 90% Muslims, and there are some other little minorities. So after the fall of Sheikh Hasina, there were some political violences, even in inter-party clashes in the big political party, Bangladesh Nationalist Party, more than 200 people were killed. And there are also some other incidents. But fact is that I don't know whether the source of your information, most of the cases, whenever anything happened on the minority Hindu, you try to narrate it in a different way. Exactly the real fact is not that. Sometimes some political incidents, or sometimes, of course, it's of course condemnable, but in a larger scale, as you are narrating, the ground reality is not that. Even
Okay,
Hindu
so
Muslims,
what exactly?
they are
No.
side by side
Since
living
you are
peacefully.
saying it is being narrated, we have a reporter on the ground who has spoken to the members of the minority community, and they have communicated their fear. So it is not misplaced.
Yes,
the fear is real.
Yes, I'm also a field reporter. I'm also a field reporter. All the time I'm on the ground. Yes, of course, I already mentioned, there are some incidents, but whenever in case of any Hindu, Bangladeshi government, Bangladeshi people, we don't make difference between Hindu and Muslims. We all are the citizen of this country. So whenever any human rights violation happens, we treat it as a citizen, of the Bangladeshi people. But most of the time try to find out Hindu issues. So people are confused seeing the narrative. The ground reality is not that. Even there are so many festivity among the Hindus still now. So people are peacefully living, but of course,
so it's about a citizen issue, a human rights issue, Sanju Verma, not a minority issue.
You know, I want to tell the panelists from Bangladesh that when Bangladesh was formed, the Hindu population in Bangladesh was 7.65 crore people. And do you know, Maria, what is the Hindu population today? It has dramatically whittled down to 1.13 crore people. And this is not just about Hindus. The Christian population was 200,000 in Bangladesh during its formation. Today, there are just 8,000 Christian families in Bangladesh. And this is not me rattling off statistics. Read the latest report by Pew Research, which is a globally renowned, data-centric firm. And the other thing I want to say, is the killing of Dipu Das and Amrit Mandal about human rights violation? Yes. But more importantly, it is about rabid Hindu phobia. Is the Muhammad Yunus government Hindu phobic? Yes. Simply because he was a Nobel laureate. That does not give him a free pass to be incompetent and allow Hindus being slaughtered under his long and incompetent nose. I'm saying that in as many words to you.
Mohammad Kamruzzaman, will you respond?
But I didn't hear your speakers. Can you please, I hear only you. So what she said, can you please tell me briefly?
Okay,
so that I
since,
can
no,
reply.
I'll move on to someone else because it's a long reply that she has given. But Fahim Mashroor, come in on this. Mr. Mashroor, as someone active in civil society, what explains this systematic failure in preventing such communal violence? Is it a question of weak institutions or a deliberate political narrative being pushed from the top? Your
Thank you
political
for
opponents, I mean, political opponents of the interim government are also saying the same. These are ministers of Sheikh Hasina's cabinet who are of the opinion that Muhammad Yunus has actually instigated this violence.
Thanks for having me. I think that you will probably mostly disagree with what I say. First of all, I vehemently oppose the term that communal violence is there. First, and you mentioned about two incidents about Dipu and Amrit Mandal. You need to distinguish between the two cases. Amrit Mandal, who was unfortunately killed today, that was nothing to do with communal violence. First of all, because this was a local law and order situation, and of course, most condemnable. No one can be killed, whether it is a Muslim or Hindu. Number one, Dipu case was an exception, and the all country, we, the civil society, and all the people in the country are really ashamed of what happened to Dipu and there was some communal aspect in this thing, and the government has actually taken full cognizance, and they have already arrested. You have to understand that even in India, there are hundreds of communal case like incidents that happen. And it is not always that government is actually behind those things. Likewise, in Bangladesh also,
No, these false equivalences should not be drawn here. Mr. Mashroor, I'm asking specifically about Bangladesh because your own leaders are speaking about it.
Whom we are talking about?
Just few minutes ago, we had Mr. Chaudhary on the show.
I heard that the
Yes.
leader was for representing Sheikh Hasina, who has fled to
Yes.
India, and probably that leader you have interviewed has also fled to Sheikh Hasina, who have actually Sheikh Hasina and under her government actually killed over 1,500 people in only 30 days in July and August last year. So they will actually say a lot of things to instigate, and also unfortunately to draw attention to Indian government, who has been actually supporting the autocratic Sheikh Hasina for last 15 years. I didn't want to bring that thing, but there is of course an issue about this authoritarian regime being directly and indirectly supported by Indian hegemonic government. So that has actually, and you mentioned about the anti-India and anti-Hindu thing. I vehemently oppose. There is no anti-Hindu thing in Bangladesh. We all want to live. We live in a harmonious condition, but of course there is high level of anti-Indianism just because Sheikh Hasina has been has fled to India, and repeatedly the government has requested Indian government. She has not been given back to Bangladesh.
But Mr. Mashroor, it is only humane for India to give shelter to Sheikh Hasina because that's what good neighbors do. Good relationships mean that. Why should India hand over Sheikh Hasina to Bangladesh? Please go ahead. Yes, Sanju Verma.
Thank you. Maria, please, Mr. Mashroor, I heard you. Maria, I just have one question. I heard you. One question.
Yes.
They say that the Yunus government is not Hindu-phobic. I have one question. There is a man called Chinmoy Krishna Das. He was a member of the ISKCON. Is ISKCON banned in Bangladesh? Yes or no? Second point is on the 25th of November 2024, Chinmoy Krishna Das was arrested on charges of sedition simply for standing up for his Hindu brothers and sisters. Have those sedition charges by the Yunus government
let him respond.
Yes or no?
Yes, Fahim Mashroor, please respond.
So of course, ISKCON is still not kind of a banned organization.
Exactly my point.
Okay, but with regard to Chinmoy Das Gupta, there were ample
Is ISKCON a terror organization?
No, of course not.
Why have you banned ISKCON? Why have you banned ISKCON? Give me the response. Is ISKCON a terror outfit? Is ISKCON a terror outfit? Why have you banned ISKCON? Is ISKCON a terror outfit? Say yes or no.
You have to
Is
let me
ISKCON a
finish.
terror outfit?
Sanju Verma, you've asked a
Why have
question.
you
Let
banned
him
ISKCON?
respond. Let Fahim respond. Yes, go ahead, Mr.
With
Why have
regard
you
to
banned ISKCON?
Yes.
with regard to Chinmoy Dasgupta, there has a lot of ample intelligent evidence that he was actually trying to destabilize things, and that's why he has been.
That's a lie.
And there are. How can you know you don't stay in Bangladesh? How can you say that it is lie? If in
So
India
you don't,
actually,
how can
if
you
India
make statements
there
about
are
India?
arrests
You
of.
don't stay in India. How can you make statements against India? Do you stay in India?
We are
You
not.
just
We
said
are
that the
not. We
Modi
are
government
just asking. We are just
is
asking a
authoritarian.
convicted.
Do you
Let me
stay
finish.
in India?
We are just asking a
Why did you call the Modi
convicted
government
criminal to be
authoritarian? Do
sent
you
back.
stay in India?
We are
Do
just
you stay in
asking a
India?
convicted criminal
How
to
did you
be
call the
sent back
Modi
to
government
Bangladesh.
authoritarian?
May I come in
Do
here?
you
We
Yes,
stay
have
in
sent
India?
All right, we have
Getia
really
back to
come to the
India.
end
We
of
have
this
sent
discussion.
Getia
Fahim
back to
Mashroor,
India.
Mohammad
We want
Kamruzzaman,
ISKCON.
Manojit
we
Mandal, and
want Sheikh
Sanju Verma.
Hasina to be
Really
sent
appreciate
back
your
to
time.
Bangladesh.
Thank you so much.